Hello and welcome to From the Make Stand. We've been live here at Sparrow Park. It's a beautiful day in Macclesfield. We're here for 1261 Festival, and we're at Poetry Pandemonium in the park. We've seen some amazing poets here today, and now we're going to chat to Dominic Berry. He was our headliner this afternoon. Dominic, how have you been?
I'm really well, thanks. You said we've seen some amazing poets, and here's Dominic Berry, which makes it sound like they're two different categories, which makes me happy. Yeah. It's really good to be here. Thank you for having me on this. This is really lovely.
Brilliant. So for people who are new to the podcast, do you want to tell us about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a professional poet, which just means I'm really good at asking people for money. That's not necessarily a mark on any quality, but I'm rubbish at everything else. So the only thing I've got any remote skill in is saying rhymes. So I travel around all over the place, up and down the country, sometimes other countries, and every day feel really, really appreciative because, like a lot of people, I've had my fair share of jobs that I did not want to be in. So I really love. I write for adult audiences. I write for children, and it is a joy. And today's been a joy. It's not even rained. Not even rained.
And I remember when you were performing, you said you've been doing it for, 17 years? How did you become professional originally?
Wow. So, although my accent doesn't suggest this, I did grow up in rural Wales. That's where I grew up. And it was I moved to the city because I thought stuff happens in the city, and I saw people doing poems as a job. So I didn't know until then. I didn't know at school that you could just say poems as a job. So I did everything I could to grill them for information. How are you doing it? How are you doing it? So I was encouraged to send off the poems I'd written to competitions, and I did that. And I didn't win any. So I kept on going. I did more competitions with more poems. It was a long, old road, about a decade of doing open mics and going to networking events and all those sorts of things. And then I started to win a few things, and that's kind of how the reputation built. So I kind of followed the model set out by other poets who I'd had the great fortune to have met, which I wouldn't have done if I'd have stayed living somewhere rurally. So I live slap bang in the middle of Manchester now, but I'm here in Macclesfield quite often, thanks to the lovely Mark the poet with his glorious events. So yeah.
And what would you say some of the people and poets or writers that have influenced you in writing poetry?
There was a gingham wearing gay socialist transvestite poet called Chloe Poems, performed by Jerry Potter. Jerry Potter still performs under his own name now. He was like one of the first people I really saw. The vampire dominatrix Rosie Lugosi, she influenced me a lot. I came to poetry when Lem Sissay's career was in a very different place. So Lem Sissay was in Manchester running quite small workshops, was really supportive. Someone else who was really supportive, Benjamin Zephaniah. I was really, really lucky to have my paths cross with that amazing political, kind person. And that really, really struck me about how this might not be everyone's experience, but my experience, I've always found the poetry scene really nurturing, really supportive. People could be really generous with their opinions and constructive critique. And that's a really good thing that other branches of the arts don't always have.
And when you're writing poetry, do you have a set method of doing that, or are you just kind of off the cuff? How's that all work?
Well, I mentioned being a professional poet, and often little children ask me, oh, what's your inspiration? And the answer feels so consumerist, because it's usually like, who's paying me? That's usually the answer. Like, it'll be for a specific commission. So at the moment, actually, I have had a lot of my own direction in this project. I'm writing something for younger children all about different dinosaurs, and that's going really well. That's really, really, really fun. But I did meet with the people who wanted to possibly give me money, and sort of made sure that we were all on board with what we thought was a worthwhile use of creative time. So, yeah.
And when you're performing, you mentioned performing at things like Edinburgh Festival and all up and down the country. What have been your favourite places to perform and favourite gigging experiences?
This one, I really mean that. Sounds like the kind of thing I meant to say, but this has been really lovely because often when you're outdoors, you don't know if anyone will even turn up. Festivals can be really fun. I was Glastonbury Festival Poet in Residence. Just drop that in, just get that known. That was a really exciting booking. And yeah, I mean, anywhere. Sometimes you rock up to a place, there's only like 1 or 2 people in the crowd, but then that could turn into a really special time, a really meaningful exchange of ideas, especially for younger people, like children. Like for them, it is better if there's fewer people. Right. I mean, I'm saying that, of course, being part of a huge cheering crowd has a certain momentum and energy, but yeah, everything is good. Yeah.
And you've got a couple of books, or maybe you've got many books that you've written, and how do those all come together then?
So similar to the performing, I just looked at other poets and looked what kind of people published the kind of poems that I wanted to be writing. I think that's like number one thing. Don't waste your time and everyone else's sending stuff off to people who don't have a shared vision. That's like not a good use of time. Christmas last year was a really special time because for first time ever I got like a greatest hits collection of my works. That felt I'm 46 this year, and it felt a real benchmark of my time as a poet that I've churned out enough material that I've got like a greatest hits book, and yeah, that's really exciting. Yeah.
And if people want to get these books and they want to follow your career, where's the best place to do that?
I do have a website, just my name, dominicberry.net. I've always been like really independent and alternative and quite happy prancing around the fringes of things. But the greatest hits book is in mainstream bookshops, the only one of mine that is. The dinosaur one might be too. If I play my cards right, you never know. There's so many things that you got to like make happen to get art occurring. But the greatest hits, it's called How Can I Be Now? How Can I Be Now? Selected Poems of Dominic Berry. That's from like big bookshops as well as little independent ones. So yay.
And finally, do you want to tell us anything else or any gigs that are coming up?
I usually have a busy old time around October half-term holidays. That's often when like little theatres around like the north and northwest often book me to say poems. So off the top of my head, I can't remember where I'll be, but I'll be somewhere. October's like National Poetry Day happens. There's a lot of like visiting, sharing my words around schools, but then the October half term is one of my busiest times of the year.
Great. Well, thanks for chances this afternoon, and I've enjoyed your poetry as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Great.